Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to be taking a look at some lovely secret rare cards that came around in Explosive Walker. I say came around, they're being leaked today, they're being shown off today. Now these are going to be in our August set, but they're coming out in Japan this week, and we need to take a look. Yes, I know that Japan and outside of Japan have slightly different definitions of secret rare. Some cards in Japan that have numbers above the maximum set number are just in the regular set over here, but they're the shiny fancy cards, so we'll make do. Shout out as always to the lovely Primal Lugia over at PokéGuardian.com for hooking us up with images and information. So we might as well start off with the VMAXs. The VMAXs are all kind of basically full art to begin with, so in terms of the special ones, what we get nowadays is a rainbow rare. So we'll start off with Center Scorch, my favourite of them. The regular art is on the screen. Here is the Rainbow Rare. And I'm a big fan of Center Scorch VMAX. 2 colourless energy does 40 damage, plus 40 more for each fire energy attached to Center Scorch VMAX. And after you deal damage with the attack, you may attach a fire energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Suffice to say, this looks like a very, very nice card that's going to do some damage. And of course, with accelerating when you attack, and being a fire Pokemon that can play Welder, this is going to accelerate very quickly. Now, we're also getting ourselves a Gardevoir VMAX. Regular art is on the screen. Here is the lovely Rainbow Rare version. And this one's going to be popular because Gardevoir is popular. Now, in terms of what it does, 2 Psychic, 1 colourless energy, 180 damage, heal 50 from this Pokemon. And we've got some pretty good healing options. I should say I have done videos about all the cards featured in this video. I will pop links in the description. And this is a good card, it's a good Pokemon, it's really nice, especially with Suspicious Can, more on that later. Just lets you heal 80 basically. This is a great card with a weakness to Zacian V, the best Pokemon in the game, and gives up free prizes. I really like this, but gigantic caveat, you cannot play it against Zacian, you're handing your opponent free prizes. And the last of the VMAXs that we see here is Butterfree. Now, Butterfree is my least favourite of the VMAXs. I'm not really a fan of Butterfree at all, but here is the lovely Rainbow Rare version. I do love the art on Butterfree, incidentally, just not the card. The HP is the joint lowest we've seen on any VMAX, and free energy, 150 plus poison plus confusion. It's fine, it's not a terrible card, people will play it, people will enjoy playing it, it'll be a nice little fringe rogue deck, but when I made my video, pointed it out as the worst VMAX we've seen so far, and I've gone through every VMAX and I feel confident that it is, quite literally, the worst VMAX we've seen so far. Now, we do have 6 Pokemon V coming in the set, and all of them are getting full art versions. So we might as well start off with Center Scorch again. For 1 fire energy, you do 20 damage, and you may discard an energy from this Pokemon and your opponent's active. Actually really good, because you got stuff like Welder to accelerate energy. Your opponent might not, so this could be very fun. And 4 fire energy, 180 damage is fine. Honestly, I like this mostly for just evolving up into the VMAX, but it's kind of a cool Pokemon on its own. Now we're also getting a Gardevoir V, and again, this one's not too bad. Obviously, it gets the full art being a Pokemon V. 1 Psychic Energy, 30 damage is weirdly good because there's a bunch of Pokemon out there like Mew and Inkay that you will actually get a one-hit KO on, so not necessarily the attack we were wishing for, but not a bad one. And then free energy, 180. If you've healed this turn, you do 200 damage. And there's a million different ways of healing, including in DDV, so yeah. 200 damage for free energy, that ain't bad. Just the caveat we said with the VMAX before, it is just horrifically weak to Zacian. You have been warned. Now, we are also getting a Butterfree V, but don't get excited, ladies and gentlemen. Butterfree V I don't like, just like I don't like the VMAX. The art is fine, I like the art, do not like the V. For 1 grass energy, poison and confusion, or free energy 130. It's not offensive to me, but it's not a good card. One that very much is a good card, and if you want the full art version of this, get it quickly, is Vikavolt. Now, Vikavolt's the kind of card we need to look at in a bit more detail. We've done the intro video, as we always do, but we need to look at it a bit more, because, I mean, look, free energy, 190, discard 2 energy is fine. It's a decent little attack. With Thunder Mountain and Tapu Koko Prism Stars, you will be able to get that rolling easily and get an easy 190. We like it. It's lovely. Yay, etc. But 1 lightning, 1 colorless energy, 50 damage. Your opponent cannot use item cards during their next turn. It's the new Seismitoad. And Seismitoad saw a lot of play. Is it as good as Seismitoad? Well, that's going to be the focus of a video we do at some point, probably next week. Stay tuned for that one. But suffice it to say, people are going to play it. It's going to be a very expensive card. Now, there is a Graplocked V coming along, and this is another one that I'm pretty in favour of. It's one that I like very much, probably more than other people, but that's okay. I'm cool with it. 1 fighting energy, 20 damage. If the defending Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, it can't attack during your opponent's next turn. It just stops basic Pokemon attacking. That's kind of cool. And being a fighting Pokemon means you can use stuff like Diancie Prism Star and Martial Arts Dojo to do a bunch of damage here while stopping basics attacking. And then free energy, 120, flip a coin, if heads, 220. 220 for free energy is pretty good, and we got Glimwood Tangle that lets you reflip if you flip a tails, so you got a 75% chance of hitting 220. That's alright by me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm kind of in favour of this. And then finishing off the Pokemon V, we've got Galarian Stunfisk. Probably my favourite card in the entire set. Certainly one of them. The ability gives it an extra 20 HP for each metal energy attached to it. So pile metal energy on, use stuff like Metal Saucer, enjoy. But you've also then got an attack that does 60 damage, and if it takes any damage from a Pokemon during your opponent's next turn, you put 12 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. Your opponent has to gust around it. If they switch their active, you still do it. So you can essentially get up to like 400 HP and do 120 when you get attacked. Tell me that doesn't sound like a fun card to build a deck around, because to me, it totally does. So we've seen the Rainbow Rare VMAXs, we've seen the Full Art Vs, but we also have a couple of supporters we need to focus on as well. And if we start off with Kabu here, we've actually got ourselves a Full Art and a Rainbow Rare, and you will see this with the other supporter as well. Now, I will admit, quick apology from me here, there was a typo in my Kabu video. The discussion was good, the audio was fine, I explained the cards, I think quite well, but there was a typo on the screen. Does need to be borne in mind. What you do is shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 4 cards. It's fine, not amazing, but then again we are losing a bunch of supporters to the upcoming rotation, so it will be better then. But if you've only got 1 Pokemon in play, if your active is your only Pokemon, you grab 8 cards instead, and that's ridiculous. People are going to make this work, and people are going to have an awful lot of fun with this. As for Pokemon Breeders Training, again we've got a Full Art and a Rainbow Rare. The Rainbow Rare, of course, clearly just being a rainbowified version of the Full Art, but that doesn't matter, it's still kind of beautiful. And what you do is you search your deck for 2 Pokemon that evolve from your Pokemon in play, and evolve them up. It lets you search 2 Pokemon with 1 card, which is pretty good, but unfortunately it's only Pokemon that evolve from ones you've got on the field, so you've at least got to have a turn to get down your basics. And then another turn to play this where you're not playing a draw supporter, and I feel like it might be just a tad too slow, unfortunately. Fingers crossed, though. Now, we do have a couple of item cards like usual that are getting gold versions. The bigger and better of the two is, pun intended, Big Parasol. I believe that Big Parasol is going to be a very, very good card that sees a lot of play. What it does, when it's attached to one of your Pokemon, you prevent all effects of attacks, other than obviously damage, done to that Pokemon by your opponent's attacks. So essentially, you put it on there and your opponent can damage you, but there's no special conditions, no instant KO, no put this Pokemon in your hand or any of that rubbish. Your opponent can damage you, but anything else that would be done to that Pokemon isn't done. This can be awesome. The other one we're getting is Suspicious Can. We got a lovely gold version of it. That's the one that lets you discard a psychic energy attached to one of your Pokemon and then heal 80 damage from that Pokemon. It's a very, very good healing card in Psychic decks, although the point I made when I did the video about this card, link in the description, it's kind of upsetting that this is amazing in Malamar decks, and we imagine it's coming out like a week and a half before Malamar rotates. Because Malamar accelerates psychic energy from the discard, so you play this, discard an energy, heal 80, but then just reattach it with Malamar. Job's a good 'un. Now, to finish off the video today, we're always expecting to have one random Pokemon from a previous set in as a lovely gold card, and this time it's Rillaboom. The Rillaboom from Sword and Shield coming out as a fancy gold card. I do kind of like the fact they're bringing older cards back as fancy gold cards. Now, as for Rillaboom, I mean, look, I keep saying Rillaboom's going to be good. I keep expecting Rillaboom to be good. It lets you search your deck for 2 grass energy and attach them to one of your Pokemon. I love Rillaboom. But the fact of the matter is, these decks are not taking over the format. Having said that, Rillaboom VMAX is not actually out yet. So there is the possibility that Rillaboom VMAX is going to come out, and that is going to make the difference and turn this into a really good deck. So fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Fingers crossed. So there we go. Those are all the new secret rares coming out in Explosive Walker. You can expect to find all of these, and a few more, of course, from the other Japanese sets, in our August set. Tell me what you think about them. Tell me which one's your favourite. Tell me which one you covet. For me, it's probably the Full Art Galarian Stunfisk, if I'm honest with you. I love Centiskorch VMAX, but I'm not a huge fan of Rainbow Rares. Don't tell anyone. Sorry. Go nuts in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen, but be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where you can find out about a whole bunch of games that don't have Pokemon in, but are pretty gosh darned awesome nonetheless. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.